Hello, my name is Stevie Bolton and I'm going to be walking you through how to create your first Django web app. So to start off, let's open the terminal and create a directory in which we will create our web app. So let's call this Django app. Now we need to go into Django app by using the command cd. And now we're in this directory, we need to create our own virtual environment. So to do that, we need to use this command. After this command, we need to specify the name of our virtual environment. In this case, we will just call it env. Now that we've created our virtual environment, we need to activate it. So to do that, we use the command source env or period env slash bin slash activate. You can see between the parentheses the name of our environment, env, which shows that we have it activated. So now that it's activated, we need to install some packages. The first one will be Django. So let's do that. Pip install Django. So now we've installed Django, we can move forward by starting our project. So to do that, we need to do Django admin start project and then the name of our project. The name of our project we will call Django app without the dash. Followed by a period to ensure that it does not create an extra directory. And so now if we do enter, we have now created our first Django app. And we can start the app now by running python manage.py run server. I'm going to add the 3 to make sure it uses the correct Python version. And so now we have our first Django web app. And if we type in admin, we get an error. Now the reason for this is because we didn't migrate. If we look further back here, you have 17 unapplied migrations. So what happens in Django is Django creates its own database automatically, but we have not pushed the tables up into the SQLite database. So if we just run this line of code, python manage.py migrate. So I'm just going to copy that, Control C, Control V. Firstly, I have to stop the server. And now I'll try it again. There we are. So now we should be able to run the server again and not get an error. Let's see what happens when we do that. So I'm going to use the top arrow to traverse to that command, python 3 manage.py run server, enter. So now we've got the server running again. We're going back into the browser, we refresh the browser, and here now we have we can actually log in, but we don't have a username and login yet. So to do that, we need to go back into the terminal, stop the server first, Control C, and then we need to create a super user. So that's python manage.py create super user. Okay, so I'm just going to use something generic, username, address, username, and for password I will use password. It says I need to use something a bit more intricate, but I'm just going to say yes. I want to create one like this anyway. So we've done that now. We've created the password. The password is called password, and the username is called username. So if we reactivate or start running the server again, we should be able to run it, log in. So let's do that. So I'm going to hit the top key again, the arrow, until we get to run server again. We're running the server now, and I'm going to refresh this. And now we are going to put a username there and password here. So this all works perfect. So we have two pages at the moment. We have the admin page and we have the home page. Our next job is to make a new page in Django. So let's carry on by going back into the terminal. Let's stop the server, Control C, and now we need to create our first app within our app. So to do that, firstly, let's change where we are. Let's just see where we are right now. pwd. We're in the Django app. So moving on, let's create our first app within our app. So cd Django app, and then Django admin start app, and let's call the app Pluto. We could call it anything we like. Okay, so that's successfully done. And if we just have a quick look now by typing tree, we can see this is how the structure of our project looks at the moment. So you can see we have views, we have settings, and we need to create a few extra things. For instance, we need to have templates. So let's start by opening Visual Studio Code. You can use any code editor, but I prefer to use this one. And we'll open our folder, our add folder, so we're in the Django app. Yep, okay, this is fine. So that looks good. Let's create templates. Now inside templates, we need to make two documents, one called base.html and home.html. So let's do that, base.html and another one, home.html. Okay, so base then, let's open base, and we need to make an HTML document. So if I start off with HTML and click on there, no, that's not what I meant. HTML. Okay, so now I've got myself a standard template. I don't need this. Okay, we are going to start off by putting some Ginger code in here. So let's do that. Curly braces, and then percentage sign, space, space. And now we're going to put in block, title. Oops, my skills at typing aren't that good. Okay, block title, and not another one with end block with no space in between. Okay, that's that one, and we're going to put one more here in between the body. I'll do that twice. So this will be called block content, and this will be called end block. Exactly the same as the one above. And in between here, this is where our home.html will be sucked into, and it will be presented here. So first, let's just put some text here above. This is h2. This is the base page. Okay, and then underneath that, I'll put a line. Oh dear. Okay, now let's move on to the home page. We don't actually need HTML here because we've got that in the base page. So all we need to do is write some more ginger, and that will be extends HTML and block. Oh no, sorry. It should be block content. That's it. And so if we put some content here, this is the, we'll do h3 this is the home page content. Okay. Right, save that, and then I need to open views, and here we have to make a method, def diff. I've got a blank home. That's the name of the method, and then request, and then render, return render, request, comma, HTML, home HTML dot HTML. Okay, that's that. Save it, close it. One more thing, we've got to do the URLs. So the URLs, first we have to import that from Django app. And we need to import Pluto. We imported Pluto, import views. So what this does is it imports the views which are inside Pluto, but we have to specify a path as well. Name equals home. So we've done that. If we now go back to the terminal, we need to activate it again. So let's have a look at the result here in the browser. We can see that the base page has loaded, and inside the base page, this line of text has been injected from the home page. So that's it. We've created our first Django web app.